Now, with women currently making up just 11% of Ireland's construction workforce, the Construction Industry Federation is using this year's International Women's Day to shine a spotlight on pathways into the sector and the leadership needed to drive real change. Its International Women's Day Summit takes place tomorrow at the Johnstown Estate. And joining me now is Southern Regional Director with the Construction Industry Federation and MC for the event, Joanne Treacy. Joanne, thanks for being with us on Morning Focus.
Good morning, Alan. Thanks for having me.
Good morning to you. So how significant is this gathering for the industry nationally?
Oh, look, it's really important. It's probably one of our biggest events through our within our calendar year. This year it sold out within minutes, which is indicative of how I suppose our industry is seeing it and the importance that they see in being represented. We will be hosting over 650 people at the event in person tomorrow, as well as live streaming it to hundreds others. So it really is, a highlight, as I said, for the year, for the calendar for CIF. The theme for this year's event is Give to Gain, and I guess the premise behind that is that investing in women through time, mentorship, resources and opportunities, they will yield collective transformative gains for the whole society, and I think that's the importance. We need the diversity and inclusivity of both men and women in the industry.
Yeah, diversity and inclusivity, the operative words, particularly when you think of the stat I just mentioned, just 11% of those employed in construction in Ireland are women. Joanne, why do you believe that figure remains relatively low? Is there one predominant reason, or are there still a number of significant barriers to be overcome to enable more women to enter the sector?
Oh, look, I think it's a combination of reasons, to be honest with you. You know, as you've mentioned, the figure is stark. Like 11% still, is the representation of females within the construction industry. And of that 11%, only 1% are actually site-based workers. So, when you drill down into it, it's nowhere near where we need or want to be. I suppose on a slightly positive sense in terms of apprenticeships, there's about 10%, I suppose, of the apprentices currently now represented by women. So we're seeing that figure, while it still sounds low, it is increasing. So we're seeing more women and young girls taking up apprenticeships as a career choice, which is fantastic. And I think we have to mention Caitlin Cummins as a real role model for young girls now, maybe considering a craft or a trade as an option within the construction industry, as Caitlin Cummins being our Rose of Tralee and currently on Dancing with the Stars, doing really well there. She's obviously demonstrating she's a jack of all trades, but first and foremost she's an electrical apprentice, and I think she's really shone a light on it. Outside of that, I think we do have I suppose an issue in relation to access to construction related subjects, particularly in all girls schools. Like just 5% of girls from single sex schools report access to construction studies and 6% to engineering, with that compared to 84% and 74% respectively in mixed schools. So that in itself is I suppose an area that we need to kind of focus on and try and turn the dial and get the subjects more available to young girls in these schools so that they have the options and the opportunities. And as the saying goes, if you can see it, you can be it. If we're presenting the opportunities to them, they become more real.
Yeah, there's no county by county breakdown as such in the figures, Joanne, but if you can extrapolate for us, if we think it's 11% nationwide, ergo it's pretty low in Clare as well, I would imagine. How important is it more women in Clare consider careers in construction? I guess particularly given it's one of the hot topics that certainly features in this show a lot, our housing infrastructure and climate issues and our targets in those regards.
Yeah, absolutely. It's essential. Look, it is essential that we cannot rely on 50% of the population to be entering careers in construction. We absolutely have to have a balance in terms of both boys and girls entering the construction industry and choosing the construction industry as a career option for themselves and for future. And there are so many opportunities, and this is the key, that it isn't just muddy boots anymore. Like, there are so many careers available now within the construction industry when you talk about sustainability, off-site manufacturing, planning, finance, health and safety, design. These are all part of the construction industry careers, aside from, the traditional apprenticeships, the trades, the electrical, plumbers, carpenters, bricklayers, engineers, civil, mechanical, so there's such a diverse range of careers available that I think we need to be, I suppose, presenting these opportunities to schoolgoers. And I'm aware you even had an event actually in Shannon this week, I think Explore Engineering Showcase, and I think it was in Shannon Airport. That's a great opportunity.
Yeah, and that's actually happening today.
Oh, is it today? Yeah. So I was aware of that, and I think, that in itself, it's, I know the way they're presenting it is, it's parents, it's teachers, it's secondary school students, but it's also primary school students. So the more opportunities, the more we present to people at a younger age, the more is on their radar, the more choices they have. And I think within the CIF, we've really focused on, bringing these opportunities to life. We have a really strong careers in construction campaign. We encourage member companies to visit schools. We support them. We visit schools with them so that we can talk to the students directly and about the opportunities within the industry. There's also a program called STEM Passport, which for inclusion, which is again delivering opportunities to students in secondary school around STEM subjects. And we also have there was another event that was held in the RDS at the beginning of February this year. It's called I Wish, and it's aimed at transition year girls. And there's 4,000 transition year girls attend this event annually in the RDS. And this year was the first year. It's a STEM event, It's to bring STEM opportunities and careers to the attention of these transition year students. But this year was the first year we had a construction zone. So again, we're really, we are so focused on raising the awareness and delivering the opportunities, and really, as I said, just making the students aware that they have access, and trying to create that access for them.
Okay, well, look, tomorrow's event going to be very important. Over 600 attendees expected from across the country for the CIF's International Women's Day Summit. Joanne Treacy, Southern Regional Director with the CIF, and you'll be busy tomorrow as well as MC of the event. Thank you. Watch that voice for the rest of the day, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Great. Listen, Alan, thanks for the opportunity. All the best.
No problem, and we'll speak to you again. Joanne Treacy there with us on Morning Focus.